Hey, hey.
Nope. And can you hear me? Okay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear something now. Only one of my audio channels
Uh,
work.
hey, hey, everybody. All right, so I just talked to nobody,
Okay.
but we're all good. Hey, so I guess on the recording of this, there's going to be a few minutes of me just waving my hands and moving through slides at the beginning, but it's all good. What I was saying, I mean, it's been such a busy week. We've really invested in some deep work this week, and that's why my monitor is not set up optimally today, because I didn't even have time to get that set up. It's like mice tap dancing. But here we are. Hey, 2 to the 5th power. 32 weekly updates we've done here, partner. Can you believe it?
Oh man, it's been a wonderful journey. It's like time is passing too fast. To be honest, it's been
Yeah.
like yeah, like it was yesterday when we met. That's a
I
good sign, I guess.
I am so grateful to have people to share this with, because it can be really hard to keep perspective, uh, what's going on across the Cardano community right now. There's so much, and there's so much great energy. And the best we can do is, hey, yo, let's keep building day by day. And actually, that's part of what we want to talk about today. Yeah, man. Hey, we're here, right? And that's another thing we'll talk about today, is opportunities to continue to jump into the work. We know that we're all on a journey, leveling up day by day. Hey, good to see you. And yeah, we're so excited to have Game
Hey,
Changer here. Yeah. All right.
Spanish community taking over.
Man, we need a Spanish weekly update. Well, this is why time keeps going so fast, right? Because there's no shortage of ideas, and just we do as much as we can each week. Why are we doing this? We want to mobilize as many people as possible. We think that the tools that are rolling out right now have the potential to provide a lot of opportunity to a lot more people. We recognize that you don't have to think very hard to recognize some big problems that all of us might be able to contribute to solving. And we think that these tools can help. So this is why we're here. We know that the best solutions are going to come from people who haven't even heard about Cardano yet. We're still so early. And our job is to share these tools with people so they can bring their real life experience to solving real life problems. So each week we put some drops in the bucket. We give some shout outs to people who have been solving problems, who have been building the foundations for the rest of us to continue to move forward. We share some updates about what we've done, some of our next steps for next week, and we'll suggest some next steps to you. It's fun to see the YouTube chat lighting up, and we welcome questions in there. So we like to start with shout outs. It's mind-blowing how crowded this slide is getting each week, and we're probably even missing some people, but it's so encouraging to see people showing up and building stuff and making things happen. So I wanted to personally shout out the first ever Plutus project-based learning cohort. We got 4 people learning together: Ganesh, Matthias, Sam, and Eli. We had our first weekly retro on Wednesday, September 1st, and our first office hours. And we are so excited to start, pushing out as we learn how these tools work in a way that can make this accessible to more and more people. So parallel to that, we've got an IAN, don't we?
Yay! We have the second call with the group of people that it's brave enough to deploy Dandelion and start serving the community, in fact, because the Alpha Network, it's all about extending the free community service we offer. So big shout out to all the team. As long as part of that team is Adriano, who joined us to the 2 calls we already had. And big shout out to him for stressing Dandelion and making suggestions and helping building and designing the future Dandelion network to serve his wallet and many others potentially. So thank you for using our service and cooperating. This is the way, right? We can build a service, but we need people that use it and break it. Yeah. So I'm really thankful.
Layers and layers, right? And Adriano's breaking Dandelion and pushing it to become the production grade service that it's going to be. And in the very same way, we're going to bring a whole community of people together to stress test Game Changer, right? And get it into as many hands as possible. And man, what you've built already, Adriano, is unbelievable. And it just sets our imaginations on fire every time we see it in action and we think about what comes next. So cheers to that. Wanted to shout out GCF for just taking initiative in the Gimbalabs Discord. Had an idea, not a programmer, but what's an idea and how do you contribute? Well, you just do it, right? And so he's in there asking people to write poetry and to think about how the role that plays in building the world we envision. Again, drops in the bucket, right? All of these pieces contribute to the world that we want to see. Yeah, do you want, oops. Oh, you bet, Adriano. You stuck in there. I wanted to pull this question up. What can we give like an additional little update on the Alpha Network and how people might want to get involved right now?
Sure. So the Alpha Network, it's more about community building, team building around the future Dandelion network. So one of my dreams is to build this network button app, and that means creating the community before making any decision. I feel I can design a beautiful system, but obviously that's not a one-man job or not even a two-man job. Giovanni and me have some ideas, but we wanted to create this alpha team that gets involved, deploy the thing, test themselves, administering such a deployment, and do it under the community service umbrella. So it's there are no tokens, no monetization involved. It's just about one, spending the incentivation budget we got from Fund 5, and two, team building. So everybody is welcome to join the team. Start deploying Dandelion. It's all about extending the capacity of the free community service and architecting the future network, of course.
Well done. So more to come on that. We'll just mention Dandelion and the IAN again. And like Roberto said, this is the work of the next few weeks, and it's the work of many people, as many people as possible, to get involved and to bring it to life. Speaking of teams of people coming together, just want to shout out the core team of folks who are beginning to operationalize Gimbalabs and to really drive some projects forward. It's incredible to be building on such a strong foundation of trust, and it makes me so confident in the future. I know we still have a long way to go, right? We don't have a steady operating budget yet, but relationships are even more important than that. So we've taken this step, and now we're looking at how do we make ourselves sustainable in the long term. And I couldn't be happier than to have this group of people to do that with.
Yeah,
also want to shout out. Oh, go ahead.
Just wanted to say thank you to the whole team. I'm really proud of what we are accomplishing on the team building side. Again, it's beautiful to have built such strong relationships and pursuing common goal. It's like Cardano itself. It's like finding your tribe, finding your people, and building towards a common goal. It's been a really nice experience. So thank you, team.
Amen. Amen. Well said. And just a quick shout out to IOG. It's revolutionary that a hard fork can run so quietly. This is the fact that this team has been able to build a protocol that can change and update in a moment, and for it to run as smoothly as it did. It's unbelievable, that work. And I don't think I'm qualified to really say much more than that. I'm just so grateful to have the geniuses that we have building this thing for the future.
Alonso rollout has been a complete success. It's one of the smoothest ones. So big shout out to IOG.
Amen. So what did we do this week?
So we deployed one of the goals of the Fund 5 proposal was to deploy additional dandelions. And we already did it. One, because we needed to rush and deploy new versions for the testnet, which has forked into Alonso already. But also Giovanni has deployed his own dandelion. So we are now operating from France, Paris, and Netherlands, Amsterdam. There is a third deployment happening probably on Monday in Spain. So first goal seems like accomplished. Now we have 3 flowers to take care of. We also suffered quote unquote game changer integration. It was based on purely on GraphQL. GraphQL can become very handy, but it's really intensive. So our deployment suffered a bit of of those GraphQL queries, and I work with Adriano to optimize, use Postgres API as auxiliary mechanism to perform some queries, which are much more fast using direct access to the database. Yeah, we spend some time working together. It's a pleasure to work with someone like Adriano. So. And in the same way, we got ready for Alonso because the testnet forked to Alonso. So we had to upgrade DBC and GraphQL to the latest versions. We did it, and Game Changer is already working against testnet. So please go and check it and mint some tokens there, because yeah, it's gonna come to mainnet soon. And also, from my side, I've been working on the Fund 6 proposal for Dandelion Diamond. It's gonna be renamed to Dandelion Diamonds in plural. But we've been working on it's defining several components like the routing layer, how to, for example, if we are thinking on deploying with incentivization budget, we are thinking on deploying mini PCs on at home. So that budget we have, instead of spending it on cloud services, we spend it on hardware that we can host at home, and the investment lasts longer, and we can have dandelions that last for hopefully years. So those nodes will probably be at networks that are capped and not accessible from the outside internet. One of the components for the Dandelion microservice architecture will be the routing layer. That's one of the clear components. The other one is the API auth mechanism for sure, and also the reputation component. So yeah, I will put that final proposal hopefully this weekend. So stay tuned.
I'm just in awe of your ability to hold a picture of all of that in your head and understand what the next step is each step of the way. Thanks, brother. It's really cool. We've been working on some other Fund 6 proposals. I think we'll probably do a deeper dive into those next week or the week following as we get closer to the governance round. But it'll be fun to look at that final draft for the Dandelion Daemon and of some of the other ones we're working on. I think the one I'm individually most excited about is I'm working with Victor on a university hubs proposal, just to start thinking about ways that we start to integrate with local communities. But we've also just reposted our Fund 4 and Fund 5 proposals because we believe in the problem statement enough to just push those out there again and see what happens. And then from across the Gimbalabs team, there's just a variety of proposals and different interconnected ideas. So yeah, we'll need to give those a special mapping. It was really exciting to have that first Plutus PDL meeting, and we're starting to have some routines. We're also diving into imagining what might be next. I think NFTs have captured the imagination of a lot of people across the Cardano community, and our NFT is simply a starting place. So we've been doing a lot of work thinking about, okay, how do we take that energy and then push the understanding of the community to a next step? So really excited to have more on that soon. We're going to do the first Gimbalabs NFT drop very, very soon. And maybe even by next Friday, we'll have an announcement ready to share for you. And for all of this, it's been a lot of deep work time, just a chance to really focus. And, we canceled a couple of our regular meetings this week, just have time to go really deep into all of the above.
Yeah, sometimes I miss when I was in my cave, my basement, like a system and bastard operator from the hell, as we the sysadmins used to say. It's good to have that isolation from meetings from time to time.
Mm-hmm. I think of that term maker time. One of my favorite essays I ever read was Paul Graham on his blog. He published it probably in 2009 or so, just making this distinction between our time we spend meeting with people and our time we spend making. And that time, that building time, you have to make blocks for yourself because, right, just an hour isn't enough. You need that time to get to a space of deep work, and then you need the opportunity to stay there and not be worried that, oh, this or that is coming up. So I've been thinking a lot about how to arrange my schedule in a way that enables that, because obviously on the one hand, things need to get done, but also just spiritually, I feel better when I know that I have some time just to deeply focus on something. And that's just a personal wish in life. So, more to come as we keep thinking about that and how we build systems that allow people to go deep. Thank you, Swarm. Hoo-hoo. Back at you. We're gonna have good stories, and I mean, I'm gonna have some warm memories of this time. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I can say the same for the swarm. I cannot imagine how big that swarm is gonna be
Oh,
in months or couple of
amen.
years.
Amen. So we also wanted to share, out of the deep work that we've been doing, we've had a lot of clarity about how to think about eventually creating a Gimbal token to support the ecosystem we're building. And we had been kind of creating some urgency around building something that would fill a lot of different roles. And we just had a really exciting moment this week of recognizing that the approach we were thinking about taking was not in keeping with our founding values, right? This organization is really founded on sticking to our principles and our ideals, and then carefully watching what emerges and really intentionally building step by step. And so we created some false urgency of needing to create a Gimbal token and get it out there, but we realized that really wasn't the right approach. And so instead of building that Gimbal now, we just want to make space for it to emerge in whatever form it eventually needs to be. And this is really a return to where we started and where we wanted to go. So we are going to pursue a token for Dandelion. There is an immediate utility there. It's very clear. It's appropriately scoped, right? And not trying to be too many things, but it has a very clear goal. And we're also going to explore, what we can do next with NFTs that have some level of utility. I mentioned that a moment ago. But what we really want to do in the long term is make sure that holding whatever tokens, having a big bag isn't the same thing as governing this organization. We know that, but how we get there, we're going to be patient in building it. And as we connect all three of those things, right, thinking about governance, thinking about NFTs that have utility, and then thinking about these fungible Dandelion tokens, that's going to give us the information we need to then design a Gimbal token, whatever it might need to be on top of that. Really excited for that clarity. And Roberto, thank you for always your thought partnership in getting us here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of or organically define the tokenomics of the organization, right? We try to map how our value goes and flows, and that becomes much more difficult when actual human labor is involved. But it's clear when you have a service to to wrap with a token. So we can start from there and then see how we can give the gimbalers some benefit from these other services that might be exchange this token, these services token or subscription tokens can benefit from being exchanged by Gimbal, or Gimbal exchange for these subscription tokens, and then build our own economy. It's an overwhelming experiment, but it's so fun that we are trying to do our own thing and not just going wild with it. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you to Philip and Jonathan, everybody that joins our sessions and help defining, thinking and reasoning around these topics, because as the Dandelion network, this is not a one or two man job. It's a community effort. Also, Vincent, that just popped up in the chat.
Thanks. I like that. Yeah. So what insights we can take from building, local and physical communities, right? And that's really, I think, a lot of what we're trying to do here. Amen. Back to the Future reference from Ohm, I think. Right? And thanks, guys. And these token meetings, they're not going anywhere, right? We still want to carve out space to learn about this stuff together, to figure it out and really build something sustainable. I agree with Tim that there's a lot of people out there who will mint a token to make a quick buck, but that harms long-term goals, right? And so we have a vision that we're going to achieve, and rushing to make a Gimbal token is not part of that, but figuring out the role it plays absolutely is. Much more to come on this. Absolutely, we're going to keep moving with the structures that we've built to learn together, and we'll see what's next. Yeah. So next steps, everything we've already mentioned.
Keep working. Oops, I'm still
working.
here.
Oh yeah, we've been going for 30 minutes. Yep.
Yeah. Camera time out.
That's it. That's the most reliable clock I know about. More to come on Dandelion, more to come on the NFT projects. What should we share about anything else about Dandelion?
I'm gonna be experimented. My hardware bare metal nodes arrive at my other place, so I'm hesitant to move to my other home and start playing with them. I'm building the Kubernetes cluster at home, silent Kubernetes cluster. So it will, if they fit my little flat, it will fit any other home. So I'm hesitant to start playing with those. Put some instructions for whoever wants to build the same for the alpha network. I will, as I mentioned, I will deploy a new Spanish Dandelion. Let's keep working on all the fronts.
And so you won't need extra heating this winter, right? Because these boxes will keep you warm.
Yeah, I hope they are not that. They are energy efficient. They are They include an Intel i5 ultra low voltage processor. So I hope they are not very warm. They don't. Yeah, my other home it's at Seville, south of Spain. You know, it's I need air conditioner, not.
Yes. Um,
um,
we're continuing to work on these NFT projects. Game changer, Adriano. Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah, we're digging deep again, just shutting the door and really building out these first couple of projects that we're really excited to release. We have a couple of filmmakers traveling out to the West Coast of the United States next week to film a documentary for one of these projects. Going to be really excited to share that. And I'm going back to my roots and going to make a couple of starter kits next week. I know a lot of people have shown up for Cardano over the last few months, and I want to go back to basics with a few things in a way that then sets the stage for our upcoming NFT releases. So super excited to be returning to those roots and continue to build stuff that hopefully will help ignite some imaginations.
By the way, I forgot one of my personal next steps is to organize a local summit at Seville, Spain. So Cardano Summit will have a new home at my city. I've just received a call from a friend that works as a professor in the university there, and I hope we can celebrate that in some classroom and get some attention from the academia in my city. I think it's the best place to plant Cardano knowledge, right? Where the people is looking to learn the bleeding edge technology. So more news coming soon.
Oh, I love it. I have such FOMO for that weekend already. I hope I'm going to Wyoming. We'll see if it works out. But no matter where we are, gosh, it's just so cool to know all the different things that are going to be going on. That's great. And thank you. Congratulations and thanks for pushing that to happen, Roberto.
It's a pleasure.
Next steps, drop by, say hi, take action, build something, deploy. Yep.
Deploy, play, come join us to the in the weekly Dandelion meeting, and of course, a stake with the builders. We are having a hard time. I think we will need to rename one of those for pools in as a new strategy to get some lifting. Let's take the lifting. But yeah, easy one. It's close to 2 million of stake. Gimbal also, piece also. I had 2 empty epochs lately.
Yep.
It's been a hard time, so please consider staking with us.
Yep. Yeah, Gimbal's getting one this epic, which is, it's not nothing, but it would be nice to be more steadily minting blocks and being able to really execute on plans and take care of people for it. Yeah, we're currently splitting the Gimbal rewards 4 ways, just so it's, again, drops in the bucket, right? Every little bit helps, but it would certainly go a lot farther if we could get a little bit more delegation. But here's to the future. Keep building. Join us. We got the playground meeting up and running again next Tuesday. There was a nice informal one this week. I'm excited to be back there. Yeah. Say hi.
Yeah.
It's been fun watching the comments once again. If anybody has any questions before we sign up, feel free to drop them in. I'm just taking a quick scroll back up through. Yeah, A's echoing the shout out to IOG. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's right. That's the kind of top tier technology that allows the rest of us to be confident in what we're building on. It's just so good to know this is here. What's the thinking of keeping work like that? Right. So long-term trust building is the ultimate intent. And what we're trying to do with NFTs is create something that can pull people in from the art perspective, but then also push them a step further. And this is really kind of the founding gambit of Gimbalabs, right? And a lot of us who are working on Cardano now, a lot of people came to blockchain, came to Cardano first because they heard about maybe an investment opportunity. And you hear all the time that people stuck around because once they got into the tech, they found out what it was really all about. And so we want to do the same thing with NFTs, right? People are collecting these things. Sure, that's great. People are investing in them, which is still kind of bizarre to me, but it is, right? It is what it is. And collecting things, we know that there will always be a pull to collect things. And so now, given that we have that energy, how can we push people to the next step to really investigate, hey, what's the technology here, right? And anybody who's worked through the Plutus Pioneers lectures has seen Lars using NFTs as utility devices. And it comes across loud and clear what an essential role a unique token plays in making a DApp run. So we're hoping that we can pull people in to the art experience and then extend upon that by kind of unlocking people's thinking around what these things can really do. We'll see. We'll see if we can pull it off. But that's the challenge we've given ourselves. Felix, back at you. I mean, it's just, yeah, watching together and right, all these different interconnections. Thanks for being inspiring to us. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on and a good thought partner for the last few months. We love what you guys are doing at Town Hall and the different ways you're pulling people into the community. Very cool.
Yeah, for whoever that it's involved in Catalyst, remember that there is an Idea Fest happening for Fund 6. And I want to take the opportunity to say thank you again for this awesome idea from the Catalyst Farm group, because it's one of the sides of proposing on Catalyst is engaging with voters and really explaining what you want to accomplish, what you really want to use the community, the treasury funds for. Obviously, the writing side of the proposal, it's important, but sometimes you need to communicate lively. Not sometimes. I think that's something all the proposers should do in some way or another. So thank you, Swarm, for creating that awesome space that served me well in Fund 5. So
yeah,
I encourage anyone to apply for the next Idea Fest.
October 2nd, Idea Fest. And yeah, it's not, I mean, I recognize that there is a degree of privacy to the work right now, but for me, it's always about trying to minimize hype before there's something to really share, right? So we're out here doing this public sharing about what we are working on, and we're really excited to be working on it. And the moment we have substantial details to share, we cannot wait. But I'm always going to tend towards trying not to hype something up until it's time to do so. But yeah, I'd be very happy to kind of share with you the plans in the state they're in right now, and then and if you have feedback on it, absolutely for you to chime in.
Yeah. I publicly consider myself an open source everything enthusiastic, but with the pass of the years and the experience, I learned that I'm an open source and everything enthusiastic, but things need to be open at the right time. To manage expectation, to protect yourself, to protect the business, to protect. In the end, to protect the success of the initiatives themselves. So, hey, don't worry, we will we will release more than you might think. We'll do.
Can't wait. No, and we'll talk. We can catch up. And I think there's a reasonable chance that we have something substantial to share next Friday. We'll see. We'll see how deeply we can work for the next 7 days and see what we can pull off. All right. Speaking of, I'm excited to get back into some creation. Roberto, I know that you got a big day. Well, it's already Friday afternoon for you, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Any birthday parties tonight?
No, today it's gonna be a Friday afternoon of work, the exciting work. So gonna enjoy it.
All right. Hey, have fun out there, everybody. Thanks for spending this time with us, and we'll see you next time.
See you
Cheers.